Hey guys, my name's Emily and welcome to The Journey. So today I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about how everything got started for me. I have always been interested in the metaphysical world. I was always interested in phone psychics and looking up palm readings and things of that nature. My grandmother, actually, on my mother's side, used to read tarot cards. So it's always been something that I was interested in. One day, my friends and I were talking, and they noticed a mystical shop that was in town that we had never noticed before. And we had all talked about how we wanted to go, and then we just never ended up ever making it out there. So one day I finally made a plan to go with my mom. She had recently been to a shop that was about an hour and a half away from us. She went to get a reading done, and she ended up getting an amethyst crystal from the psychic. And we both were really interested in the shop. So I was like, we have one here in town. Why don't we go and check it out, see, what it's all about? So we ended up going, and I was trying to find crystals that spoke to me because my friend told me that is what you were to do. I wasn't even sure what that meant, having a crystal speak to you. I just knew that it was part of using my intuition, and that just whichever one called to me. So that's what I did. The only one that I actually knew of that I got was a rose quartz, and I actually have already had one, and I've had this one for probably about 10 years now. A friend of mine got it for me. So I ended up getting maybe 5 crystals or so. And I got some Palo Santo and I got some sage. So I just went home and I looked up the crystals that I ended up getting. And they all were to do with self-love, finding your spiritual side, opening up your third eye chakra. That's what all of them ended up having to do with. And then after I looked up what the crystals were, then I started to look up how to cleanse them, because I knew that I needed to cleanse them to get other people's energies off of them. And so I started to do that. I started to look up how to cleanse them, and from there, new moon rituals started popping up, because it just has so happened to be a new moon that night. So I ended up watching the new moon rituals, and I decided that I was gonna do one. And if you don't know, all that a new moon ritual really is writing down intentions for the month and willing it to be. So for instance, if you would like to start eating healthier, you are gonna write down in your journal, I eat healthy. You're gonna write it as if it already happened. If you want to make more money, I am wealthy, in your journal. So that's all it really is writing down intentions and writing down what you would like to see happen over the next month, and what you want to focus on and work towards the next month. That's all a new moon ritual really is. So what I ended up doing was I got some candles, I got some flowers that I had around the house, I got my crystals, I got my sage, and something called me to get a box that I have had since I was probably about 9 or 10. It was actually the last, one of the last Christmas presents that my Meemaw got for me. I can actually show you. This is the box. I've had it for forever. So something just called me to get the box. So I did. I set that out, and I just made everything very comfortable to me, and however I felt like I should get it, set up. I burned some incense, and then I just saged my area. And then I put on some meditation music, which is just peaceful sounds. I put that on the TV, and then I lit my candles, I lit my incense, I lit my sage, and I cleansed my crystals, which is saging them. So you just let the smoke go over the crystals. And I cleansed my crystals, and then I held each one and I kind of connected with them, because that's also something that is good to do. I'll go over that in later videos, I'm sure. Once my crystals were cleansed and once I felt connected to them, I then wrote in my journal. I wrote down everything that I wanted to see happen this month. I wrote down, and then you write a little like prayer after, something along the lines of, I will it to be, these are my intentions, and so it is. And that has actually been a very powerful saying to me, is, and so it is. I will it, and so it is. It will happen. After writing in my journal, I meditated for the first time. It was a little hard for me to cleanse my mind, for me to just kind of stop thinking, but that's natural. That is something that you learn over time once you're meditating more and more, is how to just stop your thoughts. And it's not even stopping your thoughts, it's just learning to observe your thoughts and not interacting with them. So you are letting them go by in your brain as if you're watching a train go by. You don't sit there and interact with that train as it's going by. You just watch it and it goes. And that's it. So once you learn how to do that, it becomes a lot easier. Palo Santo actually really helps with clearing your mind and just getting you to focus. It calms you down. It's almost like an immediate thing that happens. And it's just wood. This one's very small. I've been using it a lot. But you just burn it in the smoke. It's really nice. I can't explain it, but once I lit this for the first time, I lit it every night before I went to bed and every morning when I woke up before I went to work, and it just really, it helped me along my way on my journey. So I meditated. Once I was done meditating, I felt such a wave of peace just coming over me. It's almost like I automatically knew that everything was going to be different from this point on. And this was just something that I was kind of dabbling in. Honestly, I was just kind of like, oh, let's see how this goes. Let's see what this is all about, you know? And it just, as soon as I finished that, I just knew that everything was going to be different from this point out. And when I was done with that, instead of putting on a TV show or a movie or what have you, I put on informational videos. It's like I could not get enough of learning about meditation and learning about the law of attraction and positive affirmations. That next morning when I woke up, I immediately walked outside and swept my porch. That might not sound weird to you, but my normal routine was to lay in bed for about an hour scrolling on my phone, and then I would get up and I would move to the couch and I would watch TV for, however long, just scrolling through my phone, drinking coffee, just whatever. So I went outside and I swept my porch. And then I went to the store and I bought some curtains to hang up on my porch to create a space that I could just be in, because I live in an apartment and I am right in front of everything. So it's never really been comfortable for me to sit out there. So I hung up curtains and it was wonderful. I'll show you. So you can kind of see my curtains that I hung up, and I just set everything out. I put a rug out there. So it just immediately I did that. I did not sit on the couch not once that morning, and that was so bizarre for me to do, but it just felt right. I started listening to positive affirmation first thing that morning as I'm sweeping my porch. I'm listening to positive affirmations and I'm telling myself, I am wealthy, I am positive, I am happy, I am great, I can do anything that I set my mind to, anything is possible. So immediately I noticed a life change that night and that next morning. And I haven't really watched TV since. I'm just learning. I cannot get enough of just learning about everything. And not even things that have to do with this. I'm watching scientific videos. I'm just watching whatever, like planets and planets that are out there that, we don't really know about. Just different things. And every week since then, I have started a new routine. This week it has been yoga. So I'll wake up every morning, do my positive affirmations, do my meditation, and then I'll do a yoga session. And it's not long. It's about 10-15 minutes. But it's enough to say that I did it. I did that. And then I rearranged my house this weekend. I rearranged it because, one, I just felt like I needed a change. I felt like I needed something to be different. And two, I needed a place to set up my sacred space, which I am sitting in right now. But I just needed somewhere to meditate, somewhere that I did not have to pick up daily, because before it was in the middle of my living room, and to vacuum or to do anything, I had to pick everything up and move it. And I'll show you this too. It's just candles and some of my crystals and a few things, and my sage and my Palo Santo. And I am glad that me and my friends started talking about that place. I'm glad that I went in there. I'm glad that I have started this journey, and I have not looked back since, and I don't foresee me looking back. I won't look back. I will not be the person that I was ever again. I have really had a calling to do what I've been doing, and doing this now, making this video. So I hope that helped you to understand how I have gotten into all this, and I hope that if this resonates with you, or if you're curious about it, ask questions. I'll help however I can. As I said, I've just started this myself, so I am no expert. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, stay to love and light, my fellow wanderers.